Hi everyone, and welcome to Kettlebell 201A, or as I'd like to call it, Keep Swinging. That's the name of the game for this program. We're going to be doing lots of kettlebell swings. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a moment. Let's get started straight into the warm-up though. We're going to start with a march, swinging those arms, gently loosening up, take a few deep breaths, and as you continue to watch the video for the rest of the warm-up moves, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about today's program. So, yes, it's called Keep Swinging. We've got 8 sets of kettlebell swings, alternating with 8 strength-based exercises. So, we will do the kettlebell swing for 40 seconds, then we'll do a strength-based exercise for 40 seconds, then back to the kettlebell swings, and then once again back to a strength-based exercise. And we'll do that 8 times through with 8 different strength-based exercises. We'll then take a minute's rest, and then we'll do the whole thing all over again with 40 seconds for each move, and we'll do it twice through. You're likely to need 2 kettlebells for this one of the heavy ones for the swings, and maybe a lighter one for some of the strength-based exercises. See how you go. This one is quite tough on the arms because of all the swinging, so do take care, especially if you have any elbow or shoulder problems. You can either ad-lib without the kettlebells, maybe squat instead, or do something that you feel is more appropriate if you want to do. Maybe even jumping jacks, something like that might be good. We'll have to dig deep for this program. It's about 24 minutes of workout, 12 minutes on, minute rest, 12-minute on, and the whole thing in total should take you just over 36 minutes. So getting back to that warm-up then, we're just warming up through the middle. Need to make sure that every muscle group and joint is mobilised and warmed up. A couple of stretches then, forward fold. You can always take your hands to your hips if you prefer for this one, if that's too much for your neck to stretch forwards. Little back bend at the top there if you feel it's suitable for you. Only just a tight one though, just to mobilise through. This time we'll take that stretch to the floor. Just reach gently from side to side, swinging the hips. And then we'll take those feet a little wider. That's it. And reach from foot to foot. Remember to keep breathing, keep the core muscles switched on. Bring those feet back in, bending and straightening the knees as much as you can. Don't worry if the hamstrings are a little on the tight side. And slowly rolling yourself back up. Roll the shoulders a little. Loosen out through the neck. Let's get started into our first set of swinging then. So take on that larger bell in 2 hands, plant the feet about shoulder width apart, drive the heels down into the floor, press that bell forward. Remember, you are using your hips to throw the bell forwards, you're not using your arms. The arms are simply the attachment to that kettlebell. Squeeze your bottom, thrust the hips forwards, use your core muscles, use those legs driving the heels into the floor. Keep breathing. You're nearly there with this set. There we go. So we're going to move on to a squat and overhead press. You could go down a weight if you wanted to, but simply squatting with your feet hip to shoulder width apart. Stand tall and then press the bell above your head. As always, using your core, keep breathing. Nice and strong through those legs, using the quads, using your glutes, and of course pressing up, using shoulders and triceps. About 10 seconds left here. And then of course we're going to go back to the swing. Okay, let's change. Take a hold of that bell with 2 hands. Power on through. Dig the heels into the floor. Breathe. About halfway through with this set. Remember, 40 seconds for each exercise. Check those knees are not going forward. Remember, you're sitting your bottom back. It's time to change now. We're going to go to the lying chest press. So, lighter weight maybe. Take yourself down to the floor, knees bent. Weight in the hand upside down. And you're pressing your weight above your chest. Now you can keep your bottom down on the floor, or you can bring the heels back a slight bit. Press the heels into the floor, squeeze your bottom, and lift those hips up. That will make it just that little bit more difficult. Using the chest muscles as well as the back of the arms for this one. Keep those hips lifted, remember, and keep breathing. Well done, nearly there. Okay, time to go back to the swing. Up you jump. Grab the swinging bell. Plant those feet, engage your core, and off we go for another 40 seconds of kettlebell swing. Remember to use the core muscles. Pressing the hips forwards, the knees staying in place. Keep breathing. We've got just over 10 seconds left here. Okay, bicep curl and overhead press. Overhead, so you might want to go lighter with that bell possibly. You can have a staggered stance, as you can see there. I've got one foot slightly in front of the other. It just stabilises your back a little bit. Got core muscles in. 2 hands holding the bell upside down. You're going to bicep curl, bring it back to the chest, and then up above your head. About halfway through. If you do stagger those feet, do remember to swap them over at some point. Now you're ready, we're going to go back to the kettlebell swing. Plant the feet, stabilise, off you go. You should be finding now that this kettlebell swing is starting to lift your heart rate, working your cardiovascular system, and those lungs working. Just gone halfway through with this set. So what program wouldn't be right without a set of planks? Yes, that's what you've got next. You've got a plank mixed with a back row. Definitely go down one if you've never done these before. Down a weight, that is. Into your plank position. Toes and hands. You can go knees and hands. Can't very easily do this one on your elbows, unfortunately. So if you weren't able to go onto your hand, maybe stand 2 feet on the floor, fold forwards, core muscles in, stay in that bent over position and pull the elbow back as I am doing here. This is quite a strong one. You'll see that I've gone down onto my knees. The worst thing I found actually was that the arm was struggling. Not the core necessarily or the legs, it was the arm. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. Haha. Let's go back to the swings then. Plant those feet. Use your core, squeeze your bottom. press the hips forwards. Breathe. Really find the power in this one. Find the power in the core, in your legs, and in your glutes. We're about halfway through this set. Of course, next coming up, we have the plank and the back row with the other arm. There we go, time to change then. Possibly smaller weight. In one hand, those toes, or maybe the knee. Off you go, 40 seconds. Keeping the elbow very close to the body, working into those latissimus dorsi muscles, just underneath the shoulder blade. This one is tough. By all means, use your knees. Use the other adaptation as I mentioned earlier, standing tall, folding from the hips and then pulling back as I'm doing here. You must have your torso at least a 45-degree angle, if not a 90-degree angle, to be able to activate those lat muscles. So we're back to the swing then. Stand yourself tall, keep breathing. Press those feet, squeeze your bottom, throw the hips forwards. Keep breathing, stay powerful. You've got around 10 seconds left here. Then we're going to move on. We're going to do some lunges next, what's called swap lunge. So the bell will be swapped between your legs from one hand to the other. If you've not seen this one before, I might suggest that you pause and take a practice. So bell in the right hand, left leg steps forwards. Bell passes underneath the leg to the opposite hand and you catch it just above your chest. Try and stay as tall as you can through those lunges. It is quite difficult, especially like me if you've got short arms. So a good decent stride forwards, bending both knees to a right angle, catching that bell just on your chest before taking it to the other side. Key here is to look forwards continually. That will help with your balance. Okay, last one. We're back to the swing then. Just a couple more sets before we take a rest. Here we go. Heels down, glutes in, hips forwards. Use your core muscles. Swing that bell forwards and down. Keep breathing. You're about halfway through this set. The next strength-based exercises will be on the floor. They will be for your abs. So a couple more swings here. And then you're going to take it down to the floor, maybe with a lighter bell. Laying on your back, we're going to do full abdominal curls with an arm press in front of you. Pressing up as you come tall. All the way down to the floor, all the way back up again. Now if you need to modify this, a rolled up towel just underneath your back will suffice. Obviously you don't have to go all the way down to the floor if you don't want to, or if you want to put that kettlebell down to the side and just do plain abdominal curls, absolutely not a problem. You need to modify it, you need to change it, be my guest, just make it safe and make it productive. One more then. I'm going to go back to the swing. Last set of swings for this session. Plant those feet again. Use your glutes, use your hips. Swing that bell forwards. Keep breathing, driving the heels into the floor. Halfway through this set. Try not to bend those knees, remember. Sit your bottom back. Just under 10 seconds left here. And then into the last exercise for this set, we've got the grounded leg lower. So I'd like you to lay yourself down, pop that kettlebell behind your head and hold on to the handles. Fix your back down into the floor, take both legs into the air and alternate lowering each leg down towards the floor. Now if you bend the knees a little more, drop the foot a little closer to your bottom, that will make it easier for you. Stretching the legs forwards will make it harder, and as you can see there, lowering both legs at the same time will take it right up to the advanced level. But the key thing is, keep your back glued to the floor. Do not allow your back to arch. So choose the level that's suitable. You need to rein it in, bend those knees a little bit more. If you're feeling powerful, stretch those legs out. But keep breathing. Press your belly button down to your backbone. Keep your back glued to the floor. Well done, there we go. That's set one done. Have a minute's rest. Enjoy. So, I hope you've had a good rest and a drink, and are you ready to do it all over again? Let's go! Kettlebell swing time. Take hold of the bell in two hands, plant those feet into the floor, and let's go. 40 seconds here, nice and strong, powering those heels down into the floor. Squeeze your glutes, drive the hips forwards. Allow the momentum of that weight to swing itself forwards and up. Nice and strong all the way through. Got about 10 seconds left here then. Maintain that posture. Keep breathing. Ready to change to the squat and overhead press. Lighter bell maybe. See how you feel. The feet shoulder width, core muscles in. Squat the bottom back, drive the heels down, stand tall and press overhead. You might find it easier as you breathe out, as you press the heels down and press the arms overhead. Use your breathing to make you stronger. About 10 seconds left. And of course, in a moment, we'll be back to those swings. Here we go. Plant the feet, drive the hips, and swing. You're about halfway through this set. Stay strong throughout the whole body. Keep breathing. Almost there with this set, and then on to the next strength-based exercise, which is the lying chest press. So you are lying on your back, bell in your hand, and you're pressing your arms above your chest, feet planted on the floor, hip distance apart, and of course if you wanted to, bring those heels a little closer back towards your bottom and lift the hips off the floor for a slightly more challenging version. Squeeze those butt cheeks, keep the hips lifted, keep pressing through the arms, challenging the chest and the back of the arms. About 5 seconds left here. Keep working, keep breathing. And then we're going to change. Back up onto your feet. Ready to swing. How are those arms doing? That's it. Drive the heels down. Squeeze your bottom, thrust the hips. Keep breathing. Power on through. Always checking your posture, making sure the knees stay back, the bottom sits back, nice and strong. Keep breathing, a few more seconds here, then we're going to go into the bicep curl and overhead press, lighter bell maybe, abs in. Once again, I've got the staggered stance. I prefer this, not everyone does. It's personal preference. I just feel more stable. One foot slightly further forwards than the other. Still with the core switched on, of course. You do need to swap those feet over. So, a couple more, and then we're back to the swings. Hopefully those arms are feeling okay. You're getting the power through the core, power through the legs. Good strong workout today. I hope you're enjoying it. Keep breathing. Stay focused. Of course, we've got the toughest bit coming up, those planks. About 5 seconds left here, then we're into those planks and the back row. Here we go. That supporting arm probably works the hardest on this one, despite the other arm having the weight. But do modify it if you need to. Come to that standing position in the bent over row if you prefer. And always use your knees. I found I was able to concentrate on the arm movement better when I was on my knees. Still tough, mind. Keep breathing, keep the bottom in line, shoulders away from the ears as always with our planks. And here we go, let's go back to the swing. Strong legs, strong core, arms swinging that kettlebell backwards and forwards. You are halfway with this set. Nearly there. A few more. And of course we've got the other side to do with the plank and row. Here we go. Let's change. Abs in. Nice and strong. Keep breathing. I know how tough this one is. Hang in there, nearly done. Super work, well done. Let's go for that swing. Stand the feet and press. Core muscles engaged all the way through. "20 seconds done with this set of swings, 20 seconds more. How are those legs feeling? We've got the swap lunge coming up in about 5 seconds. So let's change to that swap lunge. Remember, this is where you're going to take a lunge forwards. Pass the bell underneath the thigh, catch it in the other hand, and draw it up towards your chest. You should find that this one follows a natural rhythm. Try not to fold forwards too far from the hips. Stride forwards with that front leg. Keep your eyes trained forwards. That will help with your balance. 10 seconds left here. Lovely. Let's go back to the swing. Stand tall. Drive the feet down. Thrust those hips, core muscles. Everything working. Halfway through your swings. Couple more, then we're down on the floor. Got those ab curls. And then press the arms up. Remember to modify this one, a rolled up towel just underneath the lower back will help you to get up and down a little better. I would advise against hooking your feet under something. You tend to then use your hip flexors more than you'll use your abdominals. So instead use that rolled up towel underneath the lower back. You can ditch the weight to the side. Modify it as you need to. Keep it safe, keep it effective, keep yourself strong. Okay, so you've got your last set of swings coming up. Core muscles, off we go. 40 seconds here. On the home stretch now. Keep breathing, keep powering through. Watch that technique, you might be tired, so do take care. Make sure the knees stay back. It's the bottom that sits back and drives the bell forwards. A couple more. onto that grounded leg lower. So pop the bell down on the floor, lay down in front of it, take a hold from behind your head, legs up in the air, back glued to the floor, and then you can either alternately lower the feet to the floor, stretching forwards. I'm pointing down my belly button right now. Make sure your belly button's pressed down into the backbone, pressing you back into the floor. This is how you make it easier. Bend those knees a little closer to your bottom or stretch those feet further forwards for a greater challenge. There's always that double leg, of course, if you want to, but do look after your back. Back has got to stay glued to the floor all the way through. Well done, guys. That's that done. Fabulous workout. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's take it into the cool down. So, lying on your back, gently rock from side to side. Circle those knees around a little if you want to, from one side and then to the other. A few deep breaths. Circle those arms around, open out the chest. Then we'll go into the lying twist. So the left hand takes hold of the outside of the right knee, pulls that right leg over to the left hand side, whilst the right arm reaches out to the right. If your hamstring will allow, you can straighten out that right leg, press your heel forwards. If not, don't worry, just support the leg from underneath. Let's swap sides. Again, you can straighten the leg, support the leg from underneath. If it suits, if it's too much, then just bend that knee again. Pulling each knee into the chest now, stretching the other leg long. You can circle the foot around a couple of times just to release some tension. Let's roll up now. Onto all fours, and we're going to take it to downward facing dog. So spread those palms into the floor, press the hands forward, press your chest towards your toes, lift your bottom up high, gently tease those heels a little closer towards the floor. Coming forward slightly into a sag. You can rest the knees on the floor if you want to, otherwise use your core muscles to support. Just a stretching out through the area underneath the rib cage, and then back into down dog. And taking it into a lunge twist next. So bring one foot forwards, twist towards that leg. You can lift the back knee off the floor if you want to. If your shoulder's struggling at all, you can drop that hand behind your back. Stretching out through the waist and through the groin area. Let's do the other side then. Start off by twisting with the knee down. If you get that good strong twist, then you can lift the knee up to add on. You can drop the arm if that suits better. Little child's pose. Take the knees a little wider than usual if you want to. Stretch through the groin. Try and press the chest a little deeper towards the floor. Curling the toes under then, lift your bottom up. Slowly roll yourself up to standing. Get the arms above the head now, fold forwards. All the way down to the floor as much as you can. Do bend the knees if you need to. And then we will bend and straighten the knees, but don't worry if you can't fully straighten them. Do look after those hamstrings. They need a stretch, but you don't want to force them to go too far. Slowly rolling yourself up to standing then. Let's reach over to the side now. Make sure the feet are shoulder width. Hand on one hip, reaching the other arm over, dropping it down, and then doing the other side. Breaths, remember, stretch out through the quadriceps. So standing on one foot, use the other arm as balance, heel to your bottom. How are those legs doing now? And the other side. Press the knee back and the hips forwards. Feel that stretch down the front of the thigh. Shaking those arms out, loosening out through the shoulders and the neck. And then we'll stretch through the arms. So take one arm across, hold it with the other arm, keep it close. And the same on the other side. So stretch across the front of the chest, take the hands together behind you, lift those arms up, allow the chest to puff forwards. Once again, shaking those arms out, let's tilt the head gently from one side to the other, releasing any tension, and you're done. Give yourself a round of applause, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.